Stop! Don't buy that picks package or all access. Wait, what? Yep, don't click add to cart until you check out our new deals page at both WagerTalk and Sports Memo, where you can find all the latest offers, promotions, and coupons available all in one place. These deals are updated daily and can be found by clicking deals in the nav at WagerTalk or Sports Memo, going to wt.buzz/deals, or scanning the QR code on your screen.
Yeah, baby. Welcome, everybody, to WagerTalk Today. This guy in the orange shirt, Lawrence Presman, Teddy covers, as always, my co-host, looking good. We are watching, what is it, Teddy? The number one daily sports betting show on the planet. That's what we are, and we got a great show lined up for you guys today. Steve Merril joining us. Right off the bat, he's going to talk 2 baseball games, the Dodgers and Nationals, 4 p.m. Eastern start, and the Red Sox and White Sox. We also got Kelly Stewart coming on. She's looking at the NBA, and Tony Finn. He's got a couple of baseball plays as well. He's going to take apart the Cubs and the Reds and the Rangers and the Angels. Teddy covers. How are you, my brother? How did you do last night, and what did you learn in the wonderful world of sports betting?
Well, we learned something last night again, and it's kind of a lesson that's been reinforced. I want to talk about NBA sweeps today, because the first decade I was in Vegas, and I capped NBA, you bet against the teams that were down 3-0 every time, and it made you money. It was pretty consistent in that regard. The 3-0 teams, they would fight, and then the fourth quarter, the other team had more energy, and it was just an fairly easy moneymaker, kind of like the way the 0-2 teams returning home for Game 3 in the last decade has been a fairly easy moneymaker. But the market's caught up. I don't know, Cavs, Spurs, maybe 2008 or so. By 2012, it was a dead trend for sure. And over the last decade, it's not an auto bet anymore. You don't bet against the teams down 3-0 every time. In fact, the clients and I cashed a ticket with Dallas as the 0-3 team at home last night. And much like the 0-2 teams returning home for Game 3 in the last decade, the markets have caught up with that one as well. It's likely not to be a whole lot better than 50-50 moving forward. But again, the trend against sweeps in the NBA is one that's growing. No sweep last night, obviously a good thing for me and my bankroll. Mavs were chalk for a reason. Worth noting, Prez, the only NBA team to get swept in the postseason this year, that would be Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and the Brooklyn Nets. The other 15 playoff teams won at least one game in every series. And it's worth noting, for Golden State, the Warriors, they did this versus the Grizzlies too. A road game no-show with 3 wins and a chance to clinch. And then they dominated the fourth quarter for the winning cover, closed out that series at home. Worth noting, Prez, only had 14 5% big tickets reports this year in the NBA since day one of the season through today. I'm 12-2 with those 14 releases. And we have one going tonight. Obviously, across sports, the 5% big tickets have even been hotter, Lawrence. 15-2 with my last 17, 40-14, 74% since last May in with those top-rated selections. So they've been consistent, and they've been winning. We've got one going tonight in a series where I'm a perfect 4-0 already in the first 4 games between the Celtics and the Heat. You can get that 5% big ticket right now over at WagerTalk and or sportsmemo.com.
And so you should, everybody. I mean, those numbers are outstanding, Teddy. Congratulations, man. I mean, just wow. 15-2 all-sport run on those 5%. 4-0 in the series already. Guys, if you want only one play tonight, that is it. Teddy's 5% play. Make sure to grab it. And also a huge shout out to Ski Profit yesterday. Teddy comes on the show. He's got a 5% play on $2 Tuesday. It won. It was an outright dog winner. So congratulations to Ski Profit. And I'll tell you, man, it's, everybody is just killing it in these 5% plays, which is so important because for some, even though they're literally only 1% more than the 4% plays. Those 5% plays, when people put them up, the clients grab them, and winning them is absolutely crucial for both our clients and WagerTalk, and that is what we have been doing. So shout out to Ski, shout out to you, bro. I know Andrew McGinnis has a 5% play up tonight in baseball, and he's got the same type of numbers as you do. So there you go. If you want a baseball play, Andrew McGinnis. If you want an NBA play, Teddy covers. And if you want both the side and total for tonight's hockey game, grab mine. Man, last week I was in a little bit of a slump in hockey. I lost 6 games in a row. I was freaking out, dude. Remember we were talking about?
I remember.
You want to win 6, lose 6 all in one night. Anyway, since then I'm on a 4-1 run. So I've got it back together again. And my baseball season is killing it. I just wish I could take the time machine backwards and either play against all my NBA or just not release them at all. It has been a terrible, terrible NBA season for me, and I'm done. I'm shutting it down. You know, when it's time, it's time.
I get it. Unfortunately, that does happen sometimes. But if you have a season and you're not getting it right, and it's getting toward the end of the playoffs and you're still not getting it right, you're better off shutting it down and working on the sports, spending the time and mental energy to work on the sports that are working for you. So you're winning in baseball, you're winning in hockey. No arguments with you shutting down the NBA. If you need NBA, get on board.
Steve Merril joining us, everyone. And right off the bat, Steve, I got to say to you, we've been talking Bitcoin, I think, for 2 weeks now straight.
I know.
You mentioned this 30,000 number. Look, it has dipped below, but it's really holding there just beautifully. I mean, you get 29, you have seen a few 28s. It just bounces right back to 30. What is it right at this exact moment?
It's 29.5, like 15 minutes ago when I checked Prez, the future markets.
29.6.
Yeah, look, we talked about this 2 weeks ago, and it has touched 29 and 30 every single day since we talked about it for 2 straight weeks. And it's been mostly 29s, like you said. So there's 2 ways to look at this. As I said, I thought 30 was the long-term support. But as I also said, when support breaks, it becomes resistance, right? So you could make a case maybe it's not going to get above 30 because it really hasn't done it. It's hit 29 for like 2 straight weeks. But I still think if you've been looking for a reason to go long Bitcoin, it's a good time. If it hits 28, 27 for a couple of days, you're out, because that really means that 30 probably is now the new ceiling. But I think long term, we're going to look back here a year or two and be like, that 29 buying range is pretty good, because there's a lot of institutional money that's in Bitcoin the last couple of years. And I kind of feel like the 60, 70,000 was the recreational bettors. The sharp bettors are holding at 30. And I think everyone is sold off because the market is sold off. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been textbook. Trading range 29, 30. If it breaks out, you buy. If it breaks below, you sell. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, Steve, listen, I'll tell you something. I don't know if you follow the metals, but I have been buying platinum consistently for the last little while. I just bought some more recently as well. Do you play in that space?
Yeah, I'm a trend follower. I have about 30 different markets that I follow the trend in. I don't handicap them fundamentally. Now, Bitcoin, I'm talking fundamentals, but if you notice, it's more price support I'm talking. And everything for me is the trend. The trend has been down in Bitcoin for several months. I've written it down from 50,000 down to 30. I'm still short, so I hope it goes lower. But if it holds here for a few more weeks and it turns, I probably will be long again at some point. The metals are like everything else, Prez. Commodities, grains, softs, all of those made a tremendous amount of money on the upside the last couple of years because of inflation, right? And, all the metals are inflation hedges as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Manuel Rodriguez, $19.99 tip. Thank you, my brother. He writes, Ralph Michaels and some Steve Merril guy get some cheesecake. Thanks for the winners last night, Steve. I don't know what you played last night, but you won. And you're also on an absolute giant run. We'll get into that between games. Let's start with your first game, the Dodgers and the Nationals. It's a 4 p.m. Eastern game. How do we bet this matchup?
Yeah, Prez, we're conflicted here. We got my Washington Nationals, right? We got the jersey versus the hat. So in this case, the hat wins. I'm not going to go on my Nationals. They've been actually the worst team in baseball at home this year. I went to the game 2 Saturday nights ago, and as I go to that game, they had officially the worst home record in baseball. I'm thinking, oh boy, and they win 13-6. And boy, did I get lucky, because 8 of the other 11 games on each side since, they've scored 1 run or less. They scored 2 or less in 9 of their other 11 games. So that 13-run shootout, I was there a couple weeks ago, was very fortunate. And the Nationals are now, after their loss last night and on Monday to the Dodgers, by the way, they lost 19-5 the last 2 nights to the LA Dodgers at home. They're now a pathetic 5-17 at home this year, 4-17 when I'm not in attendance, and I will not be in attendance tonight on Wednesday, or this afternoon rather, because as you said, this is an early afternoon start. A little bonus for the live viewers here on WagerTalk TV. This goes at 4:00 Eastern Wednesday afternoon, and Dodgers are the only way I'd play this game. They enter in excellent current form. They've won 9 of their past 10. Nationals continue to lose. They've lost 7 of their last 9. If you take away the game I was at, they've lost 9 of their past 10, really in bad current form. And offensively, they've been terrible at home this year. You know, it's funny. If you look at batting averages on the road, the Nationals have the best road batting average in all of baseball, about 20 points better than anybody else. Yet, for some reason, they're hitting just .211 at home. I don't know what to make of that. They're not a very good offensive lineup. That's probably the part of the reason. The way you play this, though, you don't lay the $2. I mentioned this on the baseball show yesterday. I used this as a free play on MLB First Pitch. Take the Dodgers run line. This is something that's worked for several years now. Everyone's heard me mention it on shows for several years. And the Dodgers this season, including last night, have now won 29 games. 26 of those 29 wins have been by 2 runs or more. Many of them have been by 3 runs or more. You could really get aggressive, not take it down to 1.5 minus 130. Take it minus 2.5 and get plus money. You've made a really good amount of money this year doing that. But once again, 42 games this year, and the Dodgers have either lost outright or won by more than 2 in 39 of the 42 games. I think they do it again this afternoon.
Do you worry at all, Steve, about the West Coast team in the early start East Coast game? Because I've tracked the Dodgers, and there's been a couple of times where the early start game on the road, no-show. They no-showed in Arizona on April 27th in that game and lost as 180 favorite with Urias on the hill. They no-showed at Pittsburgh on May 11th, minus 185 favorites in that game. And here again, another early start. We saw it on Sunday against Philly, where they had the loss against after winning the first 2 games of that series. Do you worry at all about the early start time for the West Coast team, or is it a non-factor in your handicap? Because I've seen the Dodgers come up short as big road chalk 3 different times in this role already this year.
Slight concern, but I will say this, Teddy, it's a 4:00 Eastern start, which is a 1:00 start, West Coast time, and that's normally when they would play their home Sunday games. They would start at 4 p.m. Eastern, and even the Saturday daytime games would be 1:00 their time, 4:00 our time. So it would be a bigger concern for me if this was a 1:00 Eastern start, and I believe it was that Philly game, I think, might have been on Sunday. It was earlier than 4. So this is still a 1:00 start Dodger time, 4:00 Eastern. So a little bit of a less concern. My bigger concern, actually, Teddy, along the same line, is that it's the getaway game, right? And they've already crushed them here in 2 games, 19-4 the last 2 nights. They actually were down 3-2. Mookie hit back-to-back home runs last night. They kind of pulled away. Nationals actually out-hit them 10-9 last night. So that would be my bigger concern than the time start. It's just that maybe they're looking ahead to their next series, but it's at Arizona. I know that's a divisional series. They got Pittsburgh after that. It's not like they got big teams on deck, so I think they finish off the sweep today.
Steve Merril joining us, everybody. Before we get into your runs and promotion, et cetera, Mike Love writes, Prez, I know this is a sports betting show, but can you take a minute to speak your mind about the shooting in Texas? I'm going to just say this. Firstly, my condolences, Teddy, Steve's, everybody. It's a terrible scenario. It sucks. I have no words to describe it. It's my heart goes out to all parties. With that said, if you want to know my thoughts, just listen to Steve Kerr yesterday. He pretty much sums it up best. Steve Merril, let's get back to what we're talking about. 12-3 run this month. You've got a nice promotion up for everybody. That's 12-3 in baseball this month, which is just outstanding. Congratulations. $499 for your baseball season. NBA, the rest of the NBA playoffs comes with that on the house. No promo code needed. Just head over to Steve Merrill's page and grab that play. Brother, you want to talk Red Sox, White Sox? I'm on that game. It's a release from my client, so I'm really curious how you're betting this.
Yeah, curious move on the over-under. First of all, it opened 8, and it's now down to 7.5. And you'd say, well, you got two good pitchers on the mound here, at least record-wise. Hill and Giolito both have whips around 1.2 this season. So you would understand why a little bit of under money came in. But the reason I was a little surprised by it is because the Red Sox offense has just been lights out. This team, early on last night, heading into the 5th inning, they already had 13 runs and 16 hits last night, less than halfway through the game. 16 hits, 13 runs. I was like, this could be a record performance. And obviously, they kind of cooled off a little after that. Didn't have to do much. They just finished it out. But they won 16-3 with 19 hits versus 6 hits for the White Sox. So I'm not necessarily in a hurry to jump on the under here with an offense that's red hot. In fact, the Boston offense is legitimately red hot. They have put up 10 hits or more down 4 of their past 5 games. Trevor Story is just crushing the ball. I think he has like 8 home runs over the past week. He had 4 in 2 games the other nights. Meanwhile, the White Sox had won back-to-back games against the Yankees, so maybe they were just a little bit flat after winning 2 out of 3 against the Yankees over the weekend. Maybe that showed yesterday. They were ice cold offensively, as I mentioned. But I still am not going to lay nearly $1.70 against a team that's as hot as the Red Sox right now. That's won 6 straight, 7 of their last 8. Safest way, we talk about the run line with the Dodgers. Once again, getting the run line with a road team, you always worry about that 1-run, walk-off 9th inning win here. It definitely could happen in this game. So you could also take a look at the Red Sox. If you want a big dog, take them plus 155, but you could also get them at plus 1.5, minus 140 run line here. That would probably be my preferred option. Getting a very hot team here, offensively red hot, with plus 1.5 runs is appealing to me. And what should be a low-scoring game, total's just 7.5, so I'll take a look. Red Sox plus 1.5 run line.
Giolito is a guy who's attracting a lot of attention in the betting marketplace for the last couple of years. And certainly this season, if you're looking at a starting pitching matchup for this game, Giolito, head and shoulders ahead of Rich Hill, who's had his fair share of struggles. Against the better lineups, Giolito has the stuff to shut them down. And yet the White Sox just 2-4 in his 6 starts this season. What's your opinion of Giolito right here in the betting markets? Is this a guy that we want to be fading, or the White Sox a team that we want to be fading at this stage of the campaign?
So Giolito's given up 3 earned runs, or actually 3, 2, and 1. So he's given up 3 earned runs in 2 of the last 4 starts. He's given up at least 2 in 3 of his last 4 starts, which isn't bad. Rich Hill has given up 2 earned runs or less in 4 of his last 5 starts. He hasn't gone quite as long innings-wise, maybe 1 inning less, but he's not really given up any more runs than Giolito. The Red Sox offense, as I've mentioned, is much hotter right now. Their current form's better. I think this is just an overreaction to Giolito on the hill here. Odds makers still set these lines more so on starting pitching than I believe they should. And of course, as a handicapper, as a bettor, you always want to try to find little intricacies where you can sneak in and get value that's not priced into the line. And I still think they fail to account for offensive momentum and current form as well as they should. And the Red Sox are underpriced here, and I think Giolito's a little bit overpriced.
Steve Merrill, everyone, remember, guys, 12-3 in baseball this month. You can get the rest of his baseball season for only $499. It does come with his basketball plays as well, so take advantage of that. No promo code needed. You can just head over to his page at WagerTalk, and it should be sitting there. Steve, man, thanks so much for your time, brother. I loved having you on. We always do. I got to talk to you about covering for me. Teddy and I are going to go through our schedule for the summer, but I know that there is a period where we're both not going to be around, and I don't believe we should take a break, so you're going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting shortly. Thanks, dude. Get out of here. We love having you. Teddy Covers, you ready for your big game breakdown?
Not yet. That's why we have a break between now and then. Stay tuned. 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
Teddy covers is 94-44, cashing 68% of his tickets since 2001 with his famed Teddy Covers NFL Win Totals report, a 20-year track record of success. In addition, Teddy is 15-3, 83% winners with his 5% big ticket plays, cashing with the Chicago Bears under last season as his 5% big ticket best bet. This package includes each NFL season over-under bet with the type of detailed analysis you expect from Teddy, primed to pay dividends all season long. Get on board for the low price of $1.99, or better yet, the support is 100% free for Teddy's full season football combo or NFL seasonal subscribers. Documented over 55% over the last 7 full seasons, counting every play, every day. Get on board with this proven profit producer and cash in.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. I have bad news. The bad news is we've lost the best of the number on this game already. There's been a ton of Atlanta Braves money this morning. I put it up. It was minus 136 for the Braves, and now we're looking at minus 160, minus 165 in some spots. So we have seen a lot of Atlanta money. The market's agreeing in the direction I'm going. The bargain that we saw with the Braves, unfortunately, isn't there. That being said, Atlanta's the only way I would look between the Braves and the Phillies today. Look, Kenley Jansen blew the save for Atlanta last night. He gave a 2-run bomb to Bryce Harper in the 9th as he was trying to nurse that 1-run lead to the finish line. Brutal for Atlanta. But oh no, Nick Nelson gave it right back for Philadelphia. Well, that and the Phillies' suspect defense. You got to actually catch the sacrifice fly before you throw it in. A wild 6-5 walk-off win for Atlanta and a truly deflating defeat for a Phillies team that they just can't find any momentum or rhythm so far here in 2022. Charlie Morton, Atlanta starter. This is a rhythm pitcher, okay? When Morton's in bad form, you bet against him every time he goes to the hill. When he's in good form, you bet on him every time he goes to the hill. And Atlanta's 3-0 in Morton's last 3 starts. 3 playoff caliber, Miami's not a playoff caliber team, but Milwaukee and San Diego combined 1 run on 4 hits in his last 2 home starts. He's on right now, which is certainly good news for Atlanta backers. Of course, last 3 starts, only 4 runs allowed. The Braves are 3-0 in that ballgame. Charlie Morton is a pitcher whose full season stats are lying right now. Ranger Suarez had a rough time against the Dodgers last time out. In a sense, he pitched through trouble, but he needed 84 pitchings to get through 3 innings. It was back-to-back starts against the Dodgers, and that's a common problem for Suarez. He's thrown a pitch in the 6th inning only 3 times in 8 starts. High stress outing last time. I'm not convinced Suarez is going to bring his A game today. I'm not sure the Phillies bullpen is capable of getting outs, and I think Atlanta's momentum likely to carry over from last night. The price has gone up, unfortunately, but the Braves are the right side in this one. Give me Atlanta over Philadelphia, and there's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy covers, we are literally, I love that word, literally 30 people away from 97,000 subscribers. That is, when we started Wager Talk, 97,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel sounded completely unrealistic. And man, that is phenomenal. Guys, Manuel, Hollywood, Revenant, Chris, Chad, Gene, all of you guys out there, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. If you have a burner account, subscribe with that too. If you don't have a burner account, make one and subscribe. Make 3 and subscribe. 30 away from 97,000. Also hit the bell so you get notifications on when our shows come up. We have a lot of shows. I mean, we're doing around 5 shows a day for you guys. And man, when we get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to have to do something, Teddy. Maybe I'll just spend the whole hour flexing. Kelly Stewart joining us. Kel, what do you think? Spend the whole hour flexing?
Prez, I don't know. I don't even know what's happening here. Somehow in between the break, our good friend Steve Merril said something. I go, Steve, I'll fill in for Prez and Teddy with you. And now I'm like, wait a minute. July used to be my month to prep for football season. So I'm a little out of sorts.
Teddy, when do you go on vacation?
I sent you all the dates.
Oh,
You're
of course you already did.
now.
Just give me
See him on Slack?
I don't know. I'm not going to run through the dates. I have them all written down. There's a week in June and some time in July, dude. Deal with it. We don't need to talk about it on air. We have hard outs today. We have lots of games to talk about. Kelly, let's go to the NBA.
Kelly, I'm away June 21st to June 27th. So if you can, if Teddy is away that time, you and Steve, if you guys can cover, that would be unbelievable. Anyway,
100% I got you guys.
Okay, thanks, Kel. You're the best. Listen, and I apologize for Teddy's ordinary nonsense.
I mean, this is just what you guys do. This is like, I know I'm not allowed to say this, but like,
do, Kelly. It's
no.
I
My boyfriend calls
you
The
with
Hustle.
Teddy.
No. My boyfriend calls The Hustle, the show we do Wednesdays at 6, with me, Chris Thurston, Adam Trigger, and Cabo Drew. Fuck around hour. No, this is fuck around hour. I got things to do. Me and Teddy have to do J Money after this. Let's talk some NBA, Prez.
Boston -2 on the road against Miami. 204 is the total. Go ahead.
So I have my phone up because there's been a really funny group chat going on right now between our producer, Joe Ranieri, and my good friend, Chris Thurston, that is also on The Hustle with me. Now, last night, Chris and I got a text that there was maybe a little bit of COVID going on in the great city of Miami, particularly with the Miami Heat players. Now, I never like to overreact, and I always like to fact check most of my sources, and I couldn't get anything one way or another. So I texted the group chat this morning. I said, Joe, I know he loves the zigzag theory. He said, I'm zigzagging my way to game 6. Miami is 19-9 as a dog, 21-12 after a loss. He's going to take Miami money line. Then we get Chris chiming in saying 2 players definitely didn't travel back to Miami in the plane, and they didn't have a shoot around this morning. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm kind of getting conflicting reports. I sent out a tweet. I was trying to get the best answer here because I was leaning towards the Celtics, even though the zigzag theory is alive and well in this series. The Celtics have been great on the road, 10-1 in their last 11 road games, 20-6 against the spread in their last 26 road games. So, I mean, this team, I think, is getting a lot of respect here being a 2-point favorite. And I'm wondering if that's because of the COVID news. I make the Celtics in this game a pick 'em, which means I have to take the Heat, but I don't know if I can take the Heat, and that's just the facts. I already got kind of burned once this year on some late COVID news as well as some late injury news in the NBA. So I've just decided I'm staying away from the side, and I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm going to take the total. These NBA totals, Prez, have been incredible. Our good friend Kenny White, who is no longer, really in the same industry as us, he worked with me at CBS, is kind enough to share his power ratings with me. I get some from Teddy, I get some from Ralph, and these totals, when everybody's in agreement on what the total should be, have been absolute money. So I'm going to take the under here yet again. I know it sounds crazy. Last night I did lean towards the Mavs in the under, but I took a pass. I'm going to take a pass on the side, but I think we see a lockdown, hard-fought defensive game from these two once again.
So you can get my 5% big ticket selection on Boston, Miami game 5 right now over at WagerTalk and sportsmember.com. A perfect 4-0 in the series so far. Kel, real quick, do you want to talk a little bit about Dallas and Golden State? The Mavs avoiding the sweep last night, and now we see the line for game 5 back in Golden State. Warriors -7. There were some 7.5s and some 6.5s last night. It settled at 7 this morning. Total sitting 215.5. Do you think Golden State takes them out, or do you think Dallas has another bullet left in their gun?
Teddy, this has been a really frustrating series for me. Last night I did lean Mavs in the under. I tweeted that out. I said, hey, listen, I'm not going to get involved in it. It's okay to pass every once in a while. And the big reason why I pass is because I haven't had a great read on this series. As far as the side especially. As far as the total goes, I did hit a nice under there the other night. But outside of that, these two have been very Jekyll and Hyde. I think you said it earlier. I had the show on in the background while I was doing something else. And I think you said it to Steve earlier, and it might have just been in regards to this Mavericks team. I'm not fully impressed with them. Luka cannot do it on his own. And when he gets some backup, we see them play like they did last night. This is a Steph Curry Warriors team that's number one in the West for the reason, right? We talked about them weeks ago when you mentioned, hey, the Suns are going to be my pick unless something happens to Devin Booker. Teddy put it in the universe. Devin Booker goes down. I think the Warriors have a really good shot to win this whole thing. As far as this next game in Golden State, I don't love the side. I really don't. There may be a chance that I sprinkle a little bit on that over. We'll see how it comes out in the wash. Right now, again, just full disclosure, I have had a terrible read on this series, and I just don't want to give out a pick until we see, everybody's healthy, everybody's a go, nothing crazy happens. And I know getting the best of the number is something that we always preach, but me betting these NBA games later in the day has been really great. Sometimes you can follow the reverse line movement on the total. Sometimes you get some late information. Boy, was I glad when Al Horford went down last week that I hadn't already bet the Celtics. And then I was able to bet him live, and guess what? It didn't matter anyway. So those type of things, I think getting the best of the information in regard to these NBA playoffs, to me, is more valuable than getting the best of the number. And that is not something that I say very often, but for me in this playoffs, it's been working really well.
Kelly Stewart, everyone. Kel, you and Teddy are on J Money's show. What time does that start?
Yeah, kicking off here in 28 minutes. J Money. I can't wait to see which instrument Teddy decides to come out with, and we'll see you guys soon.
It's always piano.
Always piano.
That's all I got.
God.
I was hoping it was going to be Ski because, Ski was so kind to text me his 2% play. And do you think he even gave me one inkling that this team could beat the Connecticut Sun? I didn't think they could. Do you think I sprinkled a single dollar on the money line? Of course not, Ski. If you're going to give out outright underdog winners, can you at least tell your girl, just give me a little nudge? Like, hey, Kel, maybe let's do one of those little VR sprinkles on top.
Kel, do you not have all access to the back end of the website?
Prez, I can't even begin to tell you what I'm doing right now. As you can tell, I am not at my home. I am at my dad's house, hence the wood paneling. And he about ran me ragged yesterday. I did purchase a trailer in the middle of nowhere, and we are gutting it. And it's going to be like our hunting camp. And that's what I did all day yesterday. And it was probably top 5 most expensive. Yes, it's not cheap either, but worst experiences of my life. But hey, now we got a place to go bug out, ride 4-wheelers, go fishing, and maybe kill some cocoa food.
Yeah, well, listen, your dad hated hanging out with you all day, too.
I didn't say I hated hanging out with him. I said I hated the manual labor ripping out carpet from the
damn day. Sorry, Mr. Stewart. You should have had boys. Kelly, get out of here. Teddy,
Yes.
We don't have Tony Finn. So, what would you like to talk about, my brother?
What happened to Tony Finn? He sent the games he was coming in.
Say that again, Dan. Okay. So, let's call it a show. Teddy covers no daily presidential address today. I really got nothing, man. I have one play in baseball up tonight. I got both NHL plays going, side and total. So I just got nothing. I'm not going to make shit up for people.
Yeah, that's worth talking about for a minute because, look, we're in the slow season of the sports betting world. All right. June and July is the slow season for sports bettors. It's the truth of it. What we don't want to do is give people crap. If you don't have a free play, if you don't have a play, don't give it out. This is not a time of year where I'm going balls to the wall and making 20 bets a day. Neither are you. So it's definitely worth noting that at this time of the year, if we don't have a free play, it's for a reason because we don't want to give you guys garbage. There's my 2 cents, Prez. Keep typing. It looks good. It's great on air.
Oh, you don't even want to know what I'm typing. You know who I'm typing to.
I do. That would be our good friend Tony
We
Finn.
love you all. Thanks so much for tuning in to Wager Talk today. Make sure to check out Kelly, Teddy, and Jay on J Money. Be well. We got a big show tomorrow. Dave Koken, Ralph Michaels, and Andy Lang joining us. We're going to talk some NASCAR tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and let's all have a winning night. Teddy, I'm having a Montreal bagel. It's my favorite thing. Oh, I love them. With cream cheese. I'll have 2 for lunch. So, and then I got a 1:00 business meeting and I'm going to the driving range. Take us home, bro.
I don't know what a Montreal bagel is.
Wait, we got Tony. Wait. We got Tony. We'll throw him on. Encore performance. Tony, you thought your time was at 12:45?
Well, that's what I put down. Well, let's not go there because we both know that's not true. And we know that's sarcasm. Maybe everybody else doesn't, but I know it is. So good morning, guys, or afternoon for you.
Yeah, Tony, we're getting straight into this, man, because we got a hard stop in about 7 minutes. Firstly, congratulations on your baseball season. You came on 2 weeks ago. You were the number 1 handicapper in baseball then. You are still the number 1 handicapper in baseball. You have made 62% ROI this season. Absolutely killer. You're totally in the zone. And really, a lot of that has to do with your style of handicapping, and that is all your contacts with all the beat reporters all over the place. During COVID, it was so hard for you to get that information. Now you are rolling in that information, and it shows, my brother. Let's get straight to it. You got the Reds game, Reds and Cubs. How you betting this game?
I'm going to play this to the over, the north side of this total. Here's the deal. Wind is blowing in a little bit. However, the Great American ballpark, that ballpark is still, guys, it's the one park that is playing to what is expected to play to as far as distance of balls, et cetera, et cetera. One of the only parks. Most of the, such as PNC, are really not handling the dead ball very well, and have shown, the totals have shown it's certainly warm, getting a little warmer. Hopefully it'll send the ball a little farther, Lawrence and Teddy, because I'm on the over in this Cubs and Reds ball game.
Let's talk about the Angels and the Rangers for tonight. And it's kind of an interesting scenario in this ball game, in the sense of you have Detmers going for LA, and Detmers threw pretty well against Texas. Against Tampa 2 times ago, 2 starts ago, being a complete game no-hitter. Last time out against Texas, not so good. The Rangers lit him up. Do we expect a bounce-back showing from Detmers in this game? And do you like the Angels or the Rangers or the total in West Coast?
I do like this over as well. I wanted to present 2 totals, and I wanted to present 2 overs because, as I mentioned, we did a show together, Teddy. I mentioned to you once, I think it was 16-1 or 12-0 on totals. Every single one of them were unders. And it's time. Major League Baseball presents enough changes from year to year. But when they change the object that they throw around, the Rawlings, they put humidors in every single ballpark, and the ball is dead, then there's so much assessing to do. One of those is, are pitchers pitching to contact more because they don't have to, they basically can save their arm a little bit, maybe get a few more, maybe an inning or 2 more. Are they doing that? Is that happening? It is happening with some pitchers. They just basically feel comfortable pitching to contact because of the dead ball. But it's time that we have to reevaluate this with the weather warming. What's going to happen? In this particular situation, Detmer, how he got it's one of those deals where congratulations on the no-hitter. But if you saw the pitches that he threw in the hard contact that were batted ball outs, you and I both know that a guy that doesn't have that high of a strikeout rate is going to struggle, or is basically pitching to batted ball luck. And I like the Angels against Detmers tonight. And Texas is offensively challenged, but I like them as well.
Tony Finn, everybody, and I'll tell you something, and Teddy, you know this. We almost didn't get Tony Finn's picks today. Over in the Reds game, over in the Angels game. We ended up getting them as like an encore. Those are the plays that win. And it's just one of those weird things. Tony Finn, man, again, congratulations on an outstanding baseball season. When you talk baseball, I listen. Brother, be well. Take care of yourself. Teddy, let's scrap the clothes. Take us home.
Sure. That's it. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the games, and good luck tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow right here on WagerTalk Today.
Why pay the regular price when you can save money on every purchase with WagerBucks at both WagerTalk and SportsMemo? WagerBucks are now eligible for use on not just daily, 3-day, and 7-day passes, but all long-term and seasonal packages up to 1 full year. There are tons of options available for every budget and size of bettor. From low as $100 gets $110, all the way up to $2,500 gets you $3,000. Save every day on every pick you buy with WagerBucks.